Hi, my name is Stephen McGee and I'm the author of Health Forensics. And we're here to review this experiment. And what we're looking at is two Dieffenbachias, both connected to batteries that have been light deprived. So the Dieffenbachia normally has leaves the size of your hand. And as you can see, this clearly does not have leaves the size of your hand. Now, the interesting thing about this experiment is we hooked them up to batteries to see if putting a voltage between the roots and the upper stem structure would actually allow them to grow in the dark. And we have two of them because they're the opposite polarities. So you can see this one has the negative on the upper stem. And they're very, very similar. So these have been out of the light for about 6 months now. They've been growing in this closet. So you can see that there is very, very little chlorophyll in these plants, and the only place you'll see green on these plants is in its mature stem structure. All the new structure is white or yellow, which has these yellow leaves on it. Now, there was another dynamic that we put in on this experiment, and that is we also put them into the dark with a sound machine, and this machine makes white noise. I'm going to turn it on so you can listen to it. So as you can see, this machine puts out white noise, and we were interested to see what would happen if we light deprived these plants, put some voltage on the plants and subjected them to ambient white noise. And the result that we actually got was quite interesting, because the plant has not died, it's actually alive. It's actually putting up leaves, so it lost all of its original leaves. The leaves were typically the size of your hand when they went in here. And it's now got these little leaves. And you can see that they're all over the plant. So the plant is actually trying to grow in here, but it's doing so in a light deficient state. So it has very, very little chlorophyll. But with the sound machine, it does actually appear to be able to grow in the dark, which I was quite surprised at. So, as I say, these are about 6 months into light deprivation, being given a supplemental DC voltage in opposite polarities between the plants and this sound machine, and it does enable the plant to grow in the dark. And that was a very, very interesting finding of this experiment. Now, this experiment, I no longer have access to a closet where I can put this experiment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take these plants out and we're going to put them in the light. I'm going to see what happens to them. And we're going to leave the batteries attached, but we're no longer going to subject them to this sound machine. So we're going to see what actually happens when they are returned to the light and whether they exhibit the same growth between them. And we did have another plant in here, and this one appeared to die. If I tip it up, you can see that there's nothing there. So we'll put this back in the light and let's see whether this sprouts anything up. But as far as I'm concerned right now, this looks dead, and I'll be surprised if anything sprouts up when it goes back to the light. So that's where we're up to with our light deprivation experiment with DC voltage applied to the plant and a sound machine exposure. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you need to find out more on this subject, you'll find it in Health Forensics. Thank you.